100 nights, no rest, no break. Dreams on my mind, but my hands still ache. Bands in the safe, cash on the low. Build it from the ground, watch the empire grow. Empty fridge, now the table stacked. Used to pray for change, now I'm counting racks. The grind don't stop, no pause, no wait. Bands in the safe, that's my
Okay, folks, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the final day of April. And let's get stuck in and have a look at how we did today. And before we get stuck into Delta, I do want to take a quick moment and go on over to TradingView. I want to show you fibs today. Look at these levels. So if you don't know my part of my analysis tools, my indicators, I have one called fibs, and it automatically draws these daily fibs for you. These are drawn at 5 a.m. and they don't change the whole day. We went down to this one. We hovered around this one all day. We bounced off of this one perfectly. We hovered around this one all day, and then we went from one to the other, down through here, one to the other, to the next, to the next. Then we went from this one all the way across the creek and chopped around between these two for the end of the day. I should do more videos on fibs because it's a very, very useful indicator. But of course, we're here to look at Delta. It's the final day of the month, and this new fun experiment that we're doing. Sadly, today was a bit of an L, and for more than one reason. I'm going to tell you about how one of these losses should not have been. There's a silver lining to it though. Basically, I found some bugs today, and I've been bug hunting this afternoon. And the good news is I figured out what the issue was, and I'm pretty sure I've already solved it. I'm going to do some testing for the rest of tonight, and my plan was to put out a new update this coming weekend anyway with a few new features. So that's still going ahead. And I went back over the last couple of days throughout all of this week and so on, and these bugs actually didn't show up on any other days. It was just today that they showed up. So in a way, it's kind of a good thing that they showed up because I was able to catch them and figure them out, and we're good. But the indicator for Delta Breaks, as it is right now, took a $2,000 loss. However, I'm going to tell you what the bugs were, because something I care about when it comes to this YouTube channel and this system, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to show you every single bad trade it takes, every single issue that has, as well as all the good stuff. And today, this is one of those situations where I need to hold my hands up and say, this one's actually on me. There was a bug, and it made it through into the indicator, and I didn't catch it. And as a result, we took a loss today that shouldn't have happened. So I'm going to quickly load up the settings and show it to you. So in here, and I've also decided I'm going to clean up this menu and make it a little bit easier to navigate. But for now, this setting right here, it says max bars to confirm after breakout, and its default setting is 3. What that means is, let me zoom on in, we'll make it nice and big, and we'll have a look at it. So I'm going to do this for you. Give me a quick second. Let's put that. There we go. And sell. Perfect. So that there is the losing trade this afternoon. Not the worst trade in the world because we had this big old gap below us. It just happened to reverse on us. So, okay. But the reason I'm a bit annoyed about this one is because this trade should not have been there. If I go back to the settings, we'll have a quick look. Here it is. Max bars to confirm after breakout. 3. What this means is this line here was the pivot level from this candle low, was the pivot level that the breakout was waiting to confirm from. This down close candle hit it. So this is candle number 1. It has 3 candles, including this one, to confirm it. So 1, 2, 3. Not any of these 3 candles closed below the level. So after this candle right here closed, it should have invalidated this trade. This trade should not have been allowed. Yet it showed up on the following candle. The following candle did close below the level. Yet our setting was set to 3. This should have, and after looking into the code and figuring out what the bug was, this sell setup here was actually invalidated. The way it made it onto the chart was because so my code was technically all correct, but I had 2 bits of it the wrong way round. As a result of it, this one single candle here, that candle technically didn't have the rule enforced on it until after it had closed. Or actually, a better way of explaining it, the invalidation wasn't confirmed until after that candle closed. So when this candle closed below the pivot level, there's like this split, there's like this one single moment where both of these blocks in the code are activated at the same time, but because the invalidation was second, it confirmed the setup before it had a chance to invalidate it, despite having everything it needed for the invalidation. And without getting all technical and nerdy about it, in short, I had those two bits the wrong way round. I needed to have the invalidation check first, but I didn't. As a result, this invalidated trade made it onto the chart, and it made it into the dashboard, and it was counted as a loss. So I'm kind of annoyed, honestly, because this loss, the size of this account, is set up for 150k prop firm accounts running my default settings, which the idea is it's the worst you could do. If you blindly follow the indicator, these are the results you'll get, and you should be able to improve on them due to the information I give you in the course that comes with it and all the strategy stuff. But this trade actually just shouldn't have happened today, which is I'm a little bit annoyed and I have to hold my hands up. This one's on me, guys. Apologies. But the good news and the silver lining, this is a very, very rare edge case where everything that happened here is exactly what has to happen for this problem to show up. There is only one single candle where this whole scenario can happen. And there it is right there. So the problem's been found. The problem's been fixed. It's not going to happen again, which is really good. What's also interesting is while fixing this, I was also able to improve the accuracy of the trailing stop loss a little bit. Not by much. It made a difference of about $50 throughout all of this week. So, a little bit of accuracy, we're gonna say yes to that, aren't we? So this loss technically should have been only $800 down. But there's one other detail as well. And I'm actually going to show you, because I've already fixed this, I'm actually going to load up the new improved version, and I'm going to show you the results this one bug fix did today. It's going to show up here in the middle. It takes a minute. I need to update you guys on what I'm going to do moving forward as well. But yeah, the new version did considerably better today. There we go. Oh, so one of them was negative 2,000 and one of them was positive 2,000. What's the difference? 2 trades. This is one of those trades. So the first difference today was that this trade wasn't taken on the winner. And up here, this is an interesting one. That same fix, because the only thing I changed in this code was this 3-bar rule invalidation thing. As a result, this trade here happened on a different bar in the old version. As a result, it ended up being missed on the current version, but on the new version, it got into it. This ended up being like a $3,000 trade. It went from there all the way up to there. Nearly 80-point run today. This is what this whole strategy is built for. When you get a nice solid breakout, a little bit of a pullback, and it just goes, and it takes the whole trailing stop loss with it. It's awesome. So that was a really nice recovery for the afternoon. And it's kind of sad because the new version with this update didn't take the loss, and it did take this win. The old version did take the loss and didn't take the win. So it had the worst of both setups and the best of both setups in the old versus new version. So like, okay, this one's just on me, I thought I had done all I did to get all the bugs, but apparently one slipped through the net. My mistake. I'm going to hold my hands up to it. And something I'm not going to do. I am not going to be one of those guys who tries to hide it, tries to sugarcoat it. No. I actually think I'm going to do the opposite and do like I'm doing in this video and straight up explain it to you. I'm just going to show you. And when these little things happen, you're going to get full transparency from me. That's what I aspire to do. And there we go. Well, what more can I say? So I hope you guys appreciate that. I've already fixed this issue, which is good. I've already improved, only a little bit, but I've improved the accuracy of the trailing stop loss, which is good. And now's a perfect time actually to show you the new settings that are going to come out this weekend. Because if I go down to the very bottom, we've got a whole new section which I've taken from the countdown indicator and I've added it into here. It's news avoidance. So you can see we've got FOMC, CPI, NFP, and all these other things in here. Well, for each one of these news events, the indicator knows when they're going to come and when they happen, and it pulls the information out of Forex Factory. And you can select whether you want to trade for that day and trade through the news, avoid the entire day, or you can avoid the minutes surrounding it. The minutes surrounding it are just here. So minutes before and after the event, 15. So the FOMC, like we had yesterday, with this setting in place, it wouldn't have taken any trades around 15 minutes before and after the FOMC events. So yesterday, if you guys watched that video, was a lot more profitable because it didn't trade around FOMC. The reason this new version of the indicator is coming is because I figured something out this week as well about automation, and we're going down the automation route. As a result, I need to automate certain things like news events. Before I had figured out the automation solution, this was a manual execution system. So you could simply choose not to trade around the news events. But now, because we're going down the automation route, I need to have solutions in place to not trade news events. Not only that, we got bank holidays, and you can turn on and off any given day that you want down here at the bottom. So if you know, say it's the weekend, and you know that you don't want to trade for whatever reason on Wednesday, you can just tick that toggle and it won't take any trades on Wednesday. Same with this one, which is on by default. Don't trade bank holidays. Well, funnily enough, Monday next week is a bank holiday. So this indicator is not going to do anything on Monday. So on Monday, when I'll do a video for Monday. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the update and that it's live, and then we'll do something else fun as well. I'll probably show you one of the other indicators I've got coming out soon. But yeah, so that's the first update. We've got automated news avoidance, which is really cool. Just above it is the next set of updates that are coming, which is part of the automation thing I keep talking about. This I'm not going to put a huge amount of effort into because I've actually made a decision on this today. Today I spent a while just kind of going through the plan on how to make sure everything I need to automate this system is taken care of. And I came to the conclusion, while I am going to do this in TradingView, the better solution, which is what I'm now going to do, I'm actually going to build an entire new indicator from the ground up, a complete clone of this Delta Break system, specifically for NinjaTrader. And it's going to be a totally standalone system that you will get with this package, this Delta Break. You'll get this with it for free. And it's going to be loaded up directly into NinjaTrader. And it's going to bypass the need for any third-party external websites. Currently, this plan was to send webhook alerts to a website called CrossTrade. And they connect to your broker, and they would receive the webhook alerts and place the trade for you on your broker. That's how we were going to automate it. And while that is a good idea and it will work, it's got a little bit of a lag to it. So there is some challenges from a programming point of view, making sure that the trades actually arrive on time, what to do if they don't, making sure that, things don't fall out of sync with each other is quite difficult to do. And I realized that I've never actually traded or used much of NinjaTrader except for some basic copy trading before. And I've been looking into it today, and NinjaTrader sounds like the absolute perfect solution here. Just bypass the need for this third-party website entirely. Save everyone $50 a month because it's a CrossTrade has a subscription cost. And just go straight to the source. I'm just going to build a Delta Breaks clone in NinjaTrader. And all the hard work is done here in the TradingView indicator. So I'm just going to make a clone of what's already there. And it should be pretty straightforward and easy. It's going to take a little while, sure, a couple of weeks maybe. But I think it's going to be much better. And not only that, from what I've been reading about it, NinjaTrader actually has better functionality than TradingView and PineScript. So I think it's going to end up being a much more reliable, better system anyway. So that's the plan. I will update Delta Breaks Trading View, it's going to be exactly the same with these updates in place. And the NinjaTrader version is going to be standalone alongside it. And if you've got this package, you're going to get it for free. It's just a free of charge upgrade as far as I see it, basically. And the only other change I'm going to make is that I'm going to change the default to 4 o'clock instead of 4:30. And that's it. That's the only other changes that are going to get made, other than maybe a little bit of a cleanup in making this a little bit easier to navigate. But yeah, so been an interesting day. Got a lot of work to do ahead of me. A couple little bug fixes today. A few improvements here. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit gutted that today wasn't a green day to finish out the end of the month. But we ended up over $20,000 for April. And that's running the old version. And the trailing drawdown, I keep saying drawdown, the trailing stop loss accuracy has been improved, and we don't have this three candle rule bug existing anymore, and that made a huge difference today to our benefit as well. So I'm very confident that moving forward this is going to be better. Looking at the trades, yeah, this one's a little bit disappointing that this one was there. This one here is also disappointing because this was an excellent trade, but unfortunately it took us out at break even or just above break even and then went on a monster move. This would have been $2,500 move up. I was like, okay, well, that sucks. And then we had this loss, perfectly valid loss, got no problems with this one. It's just, it reversed on us. And then we had this absolutely excellent trade moving all the way up. I don't know if you can see that, but it pulled us out all the way up here at the top. And then we just slowly ranged for the day. A little, $50 win there at the end. And yeah, it's a shame because the results, speaking of which, let's go there. Here are the results. Yeah, we've got this great big loss at the end of it. And it took a number on the profit factor, but hey ho, this is how it goes. We still had a massively profitable month. 5 red days, today being the worst, and being, like I say, I'm just gonna it grinds my gears that the biggest loss of the day was due to a bug that shouldn't have been there. The rule was already in place, it just wasn't quite working. I'm a little bit annoyed, but I care about the transparency. And from May onwards, we're going to be running the new version. I'll be putting this update out, so we shouldn't have this issue again. And yeah, what can I say? Really profitable month. Excellent results across the board. Red days happen. They're part of the process. And I don't really have much more to say than that. I think what I'll say is, to finish out the month, I have two major projects that I'm going to be doing through May. One of them is this automation thing for NinjaTrader. Delta Breaks is going to come to NinjaTrader directly, and I'm going to set up automation over there, and we'll be able to see it in action. And the other project I've got is I'm going to be releasing another automated strategy system. It's going to be a much simpler one. It's going to be a lot more suitable for people who may have 9-to-5 jobs still and are looking for like a one and done kind of trading system. It's built around the 10 a.m. orb. It works on ES and NQ, or SMP, SPX. It's actually a little bit better on that one than it is on NQ, but it works equally on both. And I've built an indicator that will trade on both at the same time from the same chart. And this can be, if you can't be at the chart all the time, this will be a really good solution to, you get an alert, you place your button, you click your buttons, place your trade, and close the laptop down and go off and go back to work or whatever it is you got to do, right? It'll take 10 seconds to enter a trade, and it's pretty much one and done. So, but I'm still finishing off that and just got to do some final bug tests. But for the most part, it's been working really well. And more on that in the coming weeks. So Delta Breaks coming to NinjaTrader, and a new orb system is my projects for May. And we'll continue doing these videos. And I think I'll do weekend roundups, and we'll just see how things are going and what we're doing and all that sort of stuff. I might start doing some more dev-based streams and videos like that, where I go into depth on like how I actually build my indicators and like the trial and error process that it has been learning how to use PineScript, because man, it's a complex, it's a tricky bitch. It is a tricky program to use sometimes. And how I learned all that I know about when it comes to the market, because I'm a how do I want to put this? Financial junkie. Sounds weird. I'll put it that way. But learning about the mechanics of the market, the plumbing behind the scenes, cycles, higher time frame cycles, low time frame cycles. Why I have all these different indicators. Why I've learned so many strategies. WD Gann, Wyckoff, Hurst. Why I have a negative view on people like ICT and other things like that. There's loads of like stuff that I can just talk about and let people know about. But these are conversations for another day. For now, we are going to call it there, because I'll just yap and yap and yap all day, and who wants that in their ear? Let's be real. So, thank you. I hope you've liked what you've seen. And tomorrow will be the start of a new day, the first day of May. So, fingers crossed it's a good one. And from this weekend, like I say, the update will be going out, and we will take it from there. Thank you very much, folks. I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I was home like a